Welcome to the 25th anniversary of the Crime Victim Advocacy Council and our awards program tonight. I'm Reverend Bruce Cook, the founder of Cvac, as we call ourselves, and on behalf of our president, Mel Hewitt, and our president, executive director, Jessalyn Dorsey, I just want to welcome you, and I hope you'll enjoy the program that we have in store for you tonight. We're going to share some history of Cvac, and we're going to share some video clips about the organization, and we hope you'll enjoy it.
Cvac was formed over 25 years ago as an advocacy group for crime victims. The group was founded by Reverend Bruce Cook, Frank Wyndham, Belinda Jones, and early executive director Brooks Honeycutt.
We formed back in July 1989. We formed the group in order to bring together church resources and criminal justice professionals and other helping professionals in a board of directors called the Crime Victim Advocacy Council in order to intersect what the church has in terms of resources and the criminal justice professionals who are trying to help victims and the victims and the needs that they might have.
My mother was murdered in September 1995.
He was beaten and robbed and killed.
Each member of this Atlanta support group shares an indescribable pain, the murder of a family member.
They strangled my daughter at home in my bed.
You never stop grieving, you never stop hurting.
Sheila Date's daughter was brutally murdered 4 years ago.
No one could ever have a clue as to the pain.
She turned to this United Methodist ministry for help.
And talking about it, talking it out and talking it through allows you to get better instead of bitter. It's a very healing, cathartic thing.
Reverend Bruce Cook began these deadly discussions 14 years ago as a way of dealing with his own grief.
In September of 1977, my stepbrother was beaten to death. Once that event occurs, it makes you a member of a club you never want to join.
The people outside of these rooms don't understand.
Joanne Thomas is here to work through her granddaughter's senseless death. Sierra Soto was killed when a man deliberately slammed his car into her preschool playground.
And there is nothing worse than hearing someone say, "Oh, it's been 2 years already, you need to get over it." That's not what you hear from the group.
We want to be renewed and alive and survive this crime.
Group members find new strength when they're able to channel anger and energy into something positive.
Amen.
And when I realized I wasn't alone, there were other people that I could comfort and help, my pain seems to begin to ease. There is some good that comes out of this, and my loved one's death was not in vain.
I turned on the street that I grew up on, and there was a bunch of detectives. At the time I didn't know it, there were black cars, ambulances, fire trucks, everything.
I was a check cashier, manager at a check cashier store, and 2 people came to my house posing as FBI agents.
I had no idea from her tone of voice that anything had happened.
My mother was murdered on September the 3rd, 1998. 2 16-year-old boys broke into her house and beat her and strangled her.
2 people came to my house posing as FBI agents to rob the store, and they murdered my daughter and almost killed me.
My granddaughter, Sierra, was murdered by a man who drove his car into a daycare center playground in California.
A murder occurs in a family or a serious violent crime, and the life of the family is never the same. Grief abounds, and the family's sense of peace or shalom and the community's sense of peace or safety has been forever violated. Shock gives way to anger and rage engulfed in sadness and depression. This is where the Crime Victim Advocacy Council, or Cvac, steps in to try to heal and to help?
After my husband was murdered, I actually went to a private psychiatrist. Not a psychologist, but a psychiatrist. And again, the healing just wasn't there because she couldn't relate to me. She was from a textbook. When I came into a group therapy, these people knew where I was, and they shared with me that yes, this is normal. The grief, the anger, the sadness, the depression, the crying, all of that was part of the many steps that you have to walk through after an incident.
Cvac's faith-based program offers 4 different areas of support and education, focusing on survivors and the community at large, to aid in victims' spiritual and physical healing, and to aid in the prevention of crime. Cvac's pastoral care program provides individual, family, group, and mutual support therapy sessions. In addition, the program offers funeral assistance, death notification, hospital visits, Bible studies, and an annual memorial service. The practical issues of dealing with death are softened, and the emotional storm is calmed. Victims begin their long journey towards survival.
I will always grieve, but I feel that I am not a victim anymore. And I think it's real important to get to that point that you don't feel that you're a victim anymore.
I've worked with Bruce and realized I'm not the only one that has a situation of this nature, and that I have to be open about it. People have to know that I do have a certain level of danger because they can be assistance to me.
I identify with people that have gone through exactly the same thing that I have gone with. The very first time I attended the memorial service, I felt like I was not alone. Before that, I felt like no one else could ever imagine how I feel or to be able to identify with the pain that I had gone through as a result of homicide.
The group helped me in understanding all the legal aspects, the things that you go through the court system, understanding what you're going to go through, the processes, and this way you're not victimized twice by the same crime.
We made a plan so that at the point that my stalker gets out of jail, I have comfort in knowing how I'm going to handle that situation. It won't be a complete unknown to me.
Working with this program normalizes it and puts it into a context where you can deal with it, you can cope with it, it's okay.
This group was my lifeline.
The Crime Prevention Program is a series of educational seminars, originally created by 3 crime victims. These seminars are presented to the community by Cvac member Clarence Hall.
Hi, I'm Clarence Hall. I teach kids because kids are our future. I teach them empowerment, I teach them self-defense, and I teach them how to make decisions and be responsible for the decisions that they make.
Seminars include information on stages of recovery, post-traumatic stress disorder, grief, child abuse, battering, rape, dealing with the criminal justice system, personal safety, and crime prevention. At the heart of Cvac's crime prevention program is the goal of individual safety and well-being.
When I first came here, I was told to Cvac, I was told that it was okay to be angry with God, that God could take that. And when I heard that, I thought, okay, I can do that. I can be angry. And after a while, the anger with God went away.
It has helped me to not only relax, but to identify some of the emotions that like anger, guilt, shame that I've had to work through. And it's been a very healing process.
For anyone that goes through this, they've got to have something to be able to hang on to. And it has made a big difference in my life and helped me to gain strength in my faith.
When people talk, a lot of the things that they say, it's like God told them to say it, or God put those words in that person's mouth, because I needed to hear that.
Cvac's legislative education program seeks to raise the awareness of local and state government agencies about practices, policies, and priorities that impact crime victims. Cvac has been instrumental in the passage of 6 laws in the state of Georgia that protect and empower victims of crime and the community.
We want to send a strong message of deterrence by placing severe penalties in their path.
These 2 bills show our unwavering commitment to protecting the children of Georgia by working to end child prostitution.
We hope that'll change their mind about prostituting children in the streets of Atlanta.
Thousands of crime victims from all walks of life have been emotionally restored through Cvac. They have found a supportive place of understanding. Cvac wants to add to its services and expand its impact. Planned are a speakers bureau, additional prevention programs, more legislative initiatives, a resource-driven website, and quarterly video updates.
Cvac is growing in its mission to help crime victims, crime survivors, and the community to heal and to restore after a serious violent crime has occurred.
I feel like Cvac is giving back to the community. What criminals have taken away, I can help somebody who's going through the same troubles, the same problems, the same emotions that I've already been through.
It's very important to give back to the community, because when you have a group like Cvac that has given you so much, and I know without a doubt there is no way I could have made it without them.
We must continue to work together to ensure that victims become survivors, that communities become whole again, and we ask for your support. Only through your contributions can we offer continued services to survivors. These survivors become a symbol of hope to others.
Inside I know you're somewhere singing the songs that we sang not so long ago. My heart is breaking for you. I'm lost in the silence you left behind, but I will go to all your favorite places. I'll never forget the time we had. I'll keep your picture with me. Someday I'll meet you in the sky. But until then, I guess this is goodbye.
You have the right to remain silent.
You have the right to be heard.
Anything you say can't be used
What
against
you
in a court of
say
law.
will be listened to with dignity and respect. You have the right to information and assistance. Justice isn't served until crime victims are.
Know your rights. If you've been a victim of a violent crime, call the Crime Victims Advocacy Council for help.
We need to seek justice, and the only way we can do that is by giving victims voice.
Every victim, every time, is the way it should always be.
you.